So that is the whole concept of AAO, is like arrive at origin, right? So today, before I leave, I will leave you with something very, for us, those who are from India, for us, we know these kind of things. We heard them so many times in our religious scriptures and things like that. But then now when I'm talking about it, I'm talking about it from metaphysical point of view. And it might sound a little strange, or, but then this is my subject and I have to introduce you to my subject, right? Because when I bring you to origin, then now what? If you come home, then now what? So let's look at the point 0. Whatever your date of birth is, at that date you arrived on this planet, right? And then before that, where were you? You don't know, right? And after you will depart from this body, where will you go? You don't know. So there is a university in Arizona which is working on a phone called Soul Phone, which will enable us to talk to beings, those who are without bodies, right? And quite a bit of research is going on. Then you will find people, those who are doing things over here professionally, they call themselves as mediums, right? Mediums, like they talk to the departed souls, or the people, those who are not in the bodies. That's why I said it might sound a little scary, but we have to talk about it, right? So those people, there is a one woman who was a Navy admiral. Her name is Suzanne, and then she left her job with Navy, and now she is doing that as full-time, a medium. She gets the message and passes it on to people, those who loved ones have gone, right? So if this barrier between this universe and that universe breaks, we will be so much free from the misery of living, or the pain of, that what we dread all the time. What is the biggest fear? That is death. Our death, loved ones' death. We don't want to get separated. But the beauty of that is you never get separated. The only problem is that we have focused ourselves so much on this physical universe that we cannot sense or perceive the metaphysical universe. Or we say, oh, we don't know, I can't see, I can't hear, right? So now when I have brought you gradually to a point where you are sitting calmly, this is just a trailer we saw, but then when you do it longer, and then you see you are becoming calmer and calmer, and your sensory perceptions are increasing more and more. And you are more aware of your environment, and more like a radio, you catch more stations now. At present, you are unable to catch even your own station. You know what's going on. So once we calm down, and then we see more frequencies, more energies, more vibrations from the universe coming to you. So if you want to do Google search after that, you can look for something called Akashic Records, AKASHIC, Akashic Records. And this is also a science, where people, they are tuning into Akashic Records and getting all the information which was far long ago. So if you look at our culture or history, everything was, people will sit down and everything will come to them, right? So Akashic Records are more like cloud, Google Cloud or whatever. So what it says is that whatever we talk or we do energetically, everything is being recorded in this universe. And so now we are receiving everything from internet, and we log in with our Wi-Fi or network, and then we just get all the information worldwide. But if you compare that with the consciousness, so the consciousness is all around. The only thing is we have to log in that consciousness. When we log in that consciousness, so I'm not adding any religious color to it, but I'm just saying that this is what is our real existence, because we are part of consciousness, and now we live in this body where we act unconscious. How unconscious? Like we don't know what's happening, we don't know where life is going, I don't know what will happen tomorrow. That's how this is unconscious state. So what we have done in these 6 days is going to conscious state, where you know. So that is the metaphysical part of it. Why I brought it here today is that, when we live in an environment, supposing you sit with person Sunil, any name we pick up, and this guy, whatever his behavior is, when I sit next to him, that thing comes to me, my computer is not working, all of a sudden my things break down, my work is unfinished, because of the energy he brings in, which you may not be aware of, right? So I'm not talking here about your colleagues, but what I'm saying is those energies are still in the air all the time. So when your life is going like this, you're unable to handle or focus, and it is out of your control, just sit down for some time and then feel the different pressures in the body, wherever they are. Maybe on head, you have some pressure, and a pain or something, right? So then pay attention to that. When you will pay attention, just attention, sometimes it will go away from there. If it doesn't go away from there, some emotion will start coming up. Maybe emotion of anger or grief or fear. So that is the energy which is present in the universe at that time. Am I making sense? Is it scary or is it palatable? We are all effect of it. We are all effect of it. Things which do not make sense to us, like why is it happening? Why is it that happening? And for that, you go outside and ask from other people. Like we go to astrologers or to people, those who look at your hand, or they look at your things and tell, this is why it is happening, do this and do that. But I'm giving you a very basic method to fix things right away, because there is some kind of energy which is coming and hitting you, and you just have to pay attention to that energy. So let's discuss about it so that I make it a little more simple for you. Prachi, what do you say about it?
Yeah, this is very, very exciting because when I'm reading about all these things, I do come across such things like, energy. As I've been from day one session, I've been saying that I'm very, I believe in energy. Everything is energy, and definitely when you meet someone, also you can understand their energy, how the vibes that you get. That's what energy is.
Right.
I think it's not related. I think it's also when you're surrounded with not only with the people, if you're going and visiting someone's place, that place also gives you some kind of energy. That sometime you feel welcoming on someone's house, but sometime you not want to stay for a long time. Not because you don't like the people, but sometime you're not able to stay for some reason.
Mhm.
So this is also experience sometimes.
Mhm.
Yep.
Megan, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree completely. And, I can even give a general example of, we have 3 dogs at my house. When I come home and through the door, the dogs are very calm because I like to think I have calm energy and, very laid back. However, when my roommates come home, suddenly everything is chaos because they do give off such chaotic, neurotic energy. And it's like you can see it and feel it, and it creates the situation and affects everything around them.
Very nice. Being aware of such kind of things is extremely important. Otherwise, you are doing everything right in your life, and then life is not giving the results what you're expecting. And then if there is something, filtering it, then you have to know about the filter. So at present, we are still talking about things which we can see. Okay, you can see your roommates and they have this psychotic, neurotic energy. I'm talking when you can't even see, but you feel that, all of a sudden your mood changes. You were ready to go somewhere and say, no, I don't want to go now. Why? I don't know. I don't feel good. So then at that time, there is some energy which was in the air passing by, and you came in the way. You came in the way. And now what do? Either you lie down and then snore and then spend 3-4 hours. But what I will do is I will just sit down immediately. I will just try to check and sense. And wherever I feel that energetic influence on me, I just, pay attention. Now I will tell you why paying attention matters. Are you ready for it? So when we arrive in the physical universe, the best thing what we want is we want people to see us. That's why we have arrived in this universe, to have a different kind of game where we should be seen and acknowledge that you exist. From being baby to till we are now. This is my name. This is my house. Do you see me? I have done so many certifications. Every effort is done to be noticed. To be noticed, right? And if somebody doesn't notice you, then you're as good as dead, right? You do not exist for them. So when we depart this physical universe, so other people, those who are in this universe, they pretend that they don't see them. And for those energies, it is an uneasy feeling. When they are there, they see you, you don't see them. Like in Zoom, sometimes you are just, you put your video off and then you see everybody, but nobody can see you. Exactly like that. So now when these energies are attracting your attention, then you pay attention. You say, I see you. That is all. That is all. You acknowledge that energy. It's such a simple process. And when you acknowledge that energy, and then suddenly that energy will disappear, your mood will change like this. And if it is not, then let that energy show more grief, pain, ache. It will reflect through your body, because our body is the vessel through which we show things physically. So these are some of the tools, which can save lives, can save relationships. Because, some days you will say, I don't know why I said that. That's not me. Do you ever feel that? And then sometimes your close relation, he says things to you when you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying this to me. Right? And sudden outbursts of anger, sudden withdrawal from things. And so today, when I did not bring this with me and that I will talk about this, I had another thing that's called relaxation technique. But when I was sitting, it just occurred to me that I should educate you on this before we leave, because this is something which is there and we acknowledge in the form of, like, when we want to pray God, what do? We just close our eyes and we pray to some unseen thing. So we believe that God exists. So what I'm saying, then you have to believe that also, that also exists. And that is what our biggest epic scripture, like Gita said, you never die, you continue. So whatever learning we are doing, that continues. Whatever we are maintaining, that continues. It is a life continuum. It never ends. So that is the part we are educating today. That is the part we addressed in this workshop. The sixth sense. The sense which cannot be seen, but that is the main protagonist or main person over here. Anybody has any question on this, Mayank? Or your experience about it?
No, not much, ma'am. But yeah, the things which you are saying are right, some up to some extent.
Any doubts you have, we can clear them.
No, nothing as of now.
So when I say that, this is the main thing, you have to be spiritually powerful, clean, energetic to play this world's game. If you say that, let me play the world's game first and then later on I will fix it, you're doing in the reverse order. You are working on an effort because you're going against something. But if you fix this first, it becomes less effort, less and less effort, and things happen for you miracles wise, magics happen to you. You say, oh, wow, I never thought so. Or I just thought and it happened. That's how it should be. And Sunil, do you have any experience on these lines?
Yes, ma'am. Energy is basically to power up your mind and your body. Because if you have any full energy, you will definitely complete any task, and it is basically to related to your physical body and physical system.
And anything I told about the metaphysical part, did you understand?
Yes.
And no? You did?
Yes.
And Nishkosh?
Hi, yes, about that metaphysical path. Even I have a bit of experience. Like when we are going out to somewhere to some place, and suddenly the mood changes. Like we don't want to go there anymore, and like we don't want to do anything anymore. Sometimes for the things that we are excited about before. Yeah, so I did experience that quite a lot. So I think there is some energy that. Like passes on the energy to us.
Every time. So the realization what I got is the empty spaces around us are not empty. Right? The place where you're sitting, you're seeing this is all empty area around you. No. This area is full of energy. Once a person was asking me to advertise on his radio, and then he told me how this radio system works, because there are so many radio stations and everybody is trying to get the airtime. And by listening to him, I felt maybe, all around these waves are going us. And if you tune in, then you listen to that particular program. So the area all around us is just full of energy. So if you do not recognize it and then you just keep pushing through it, thinking that I don't know and doesn't concern me, you are up against something. So when you listen to this statement over and over, go with the flow. That's what I'm trying to say. Just recognize what the flow is. And if the flow is stopping you, then you have to stop and find out what is the stop. Why is the stop? And the moment you find it out, that stops goes. And Deepak, you want to share?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. So basically, yes, energy is always around us. Like whenever we meet anybody, so we start receiving energy. It might be like on a happier side or the vice versa. And sometimes we also always try to meet some people and again, but at that same time, we just avoid few people and no, not wanted to meet him again due to some bad experience, energy we get receiving from them.
So what process did we learn now? Because if there is a bad energy, what to do? What process did we learn? I have this question from you.
It's going to be pay attention.
Just pay attention.
Yeah, just acknowledge them.
Just acknowledge them. And also, if there are some bad experiences, those also don't avoid, just sit with them and then see them disintegrating. One very important piece of information I'm leaving you with is that do not get entangled in thoughts. Thoughts are nothing. Emotions are everything. Come one step down and experience the emotion that you have. Any uneasy emotion is the emotion which you need to process. Right? So once you experience that emotion, thoughts just disappear.
Yep.
While the whole thirst or force is given on thoughts, manage your thoughts, control your thoughts, you will never be able to. Because they are the outcome of emotional experience. And emotions we experience all the time. And also, another feature which you have to increase in you is that feeling many emotions at one time is not healthy. Feeling many emotions. Feel one emotion at a time. Because nowadays, what we do, we turn on TV, we are on the phone also, and we are eating food as well. See how many emotions you are experiencing in one particular moment. Am I right?
Mhm.
So experience one emotion at a time, if you can. When you experience too many emotions, like you watch a movie, and then you see in a movie they show you so many things, like everything in 3 hours, they show you everything. They just play with your emotions. And when you're out of the theater or when you stop, you're like this, because they exhausted you emotionally. They played with every emotion of yours. So that creates emotional imbalance too. And then makes you vulnerable for more things to come. So with this in mind, now we will just sit down again and we will just notice the pressures or pains or aches in our body, wherever or around pressures, acknowledge them. And then let's see, you see it's working. All right. Okay. So let's start. Okay, that's it. Abhay, how was it for you?
Yeah, it was relaxing for me. Sorry, I joined the session a little late. Uh, when I was concentrating on the pain points where I'm feeling, so at, initially the pain was there, I could feel it literally, but then gradually it was fading away with time. That was my experience.
It works faster than the painkiller.
Indeed. For some time, certainly, I felt like there is no pain or the healing is going through, something like that.
Bhavya? You're still mute.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. See, looking relaxing and thoughts are different, less number of thoughts and are more focused and relaxing.
Good to know.
And yeah,
You were saying something?
no,
Anuj?
Yeah, it's better this time. Feel calm and refreshed and positive vibes and energy this time.
Thank you. And Divya? Divya Singh goes in. Or Divya?
Madam, when I feel the pressure points, when I close my eyes, first way I concentrate on my pressures where I feeling tiredness like my toes and but after some time I feeling relaxing and the pressures goes down.
Okay. Sunil?
Hi, ma'am. The first thought come in my mind today, my tasks. So what are pending? Because today I have a lot of tasks I didn't complete it. Then I feeling relaxed and move to a different way.
Thank you. Megan?
It was relaxing. It's been a very busy day, so I let my mind go just blank. Weren't really any thoughts filtering through, just being there.
This is music to my ears. Raj?
Okay, so after like paying attention for the pinpoints, later I realized that I just felt thirsty, and this is what I just felt. But other than that, it's pretty relaxing because now we are able to process our thoughts. We are with that they're stuck somehow, but yeah, that is helpful after paying attention.
After paying attention. Samiksha?
I felt very relaxed and because I'm working since in the morning. So after 8 hours, when I close my eyes, I feel very relaxed.
Anuj?
Yeah, this time we feel calm and relaxing when we pay the attention. In the earlier few minutes, we think about the tasks which are still pending. But later on, when we pay the attention, then we'll feel the calm and refreshed and get the positive vibes and energy.
Anybody else wants to share? If I miss. So another last part. There are so many last parts today we did. So this one is about food, our relationship with food. That is also extremely, extremely, extremely important for our food is a bridge between this world and that world. We just had spiritual food all this time, or emotional food, and now we are talking about the physical food. You have heard about Siddhartha Gautama, like Buddha, who sat through long years of meditation and trying to get to the ultimate truth, whatever it was. And then people were sitting in front of him, waiting for him to enlighten them. And when he opened his eyes, the first thing he said, "Do you have some food?" That was the thing he said. He said, "I'm very hungry. Let's have some food." So what I'm trying to say with this is that what our focus is here to be simple. There was one person, he was saying that I don't want to be an ordinary person. And I said, it's not easy to be an ordinary person. It's very hard nowadays. Everybody's trying to be extraordinary. But what I'm talking here is to be who you are, a very simple being, no adjectives, adverbs attached to you. So coming back to food also has energy. All the food items, people take treatment for allergies. I'm allergic to this, I'm allergic to that, right? I can't have yogurt, milk makes me sick, or this vegetable, that. All the food you are having, you have some relationship with that food. So you can just sense that food and release its energy. Whatever uneasiness you're getting by thinking about milk, just sit through it. You will be able to drink milk. You'll be able to eat whatever things are making you sick. Why you should do that? Because of a harmonious relationship with food. And then another very important thing for food is the food which is in front of you on your table or in your plate. It exchanges so many hands when it gets to you. Just think about the farmer who starts, and the soil, and then transport, and then shopkeeper, and all those people, they work to get that food to you. We're just talking about farmers only here, but not. So many hands they exchange. And then that food comes to you. Even one simple grain of rice reaches to you. So all that energy has come. People worked energetically on that part of the food to get to you. Can you see that, what I'm saying? The table you're sitting on, somebody built it, the tree absorbed so much energy. So it is all energy which has come to you on your table now in the form of food. And if you do not pay attention is the main thing, and you're just eating, talking to somebody, looking at the TV, it's not going to give you that energy because you do not pay attention. This world needs attention. Sit down calmly, just eat food in solitude with yourself. I'm not saying express gratitude. That is all your emotions, whatever comes to you, that is your emotion. But pay attention to the food, what you're eating. Then you will see that you are feeling tired. You will become aware of so many things that your body is doing when you're eating food. And then you will see that food is giving you the energy you need. It does not matter you eat organic food, inorganic food, expensive food, cheap food. If you're not paying attention, it's not going to do what it is supposed to do. And once you eat the way I'm telling, and then you will see that it just helps you calm down. Because at least 2-3 times you eat food. Right? And another thing which I practice myself, and I just want to ask you also, once you have food, then you just zip it. Do not keep on eating, because the whole machinery continuously keep on working. You have to give rest to the machinery and then have once, twice, or thrice, whatever time you want to have, but don't keep eating in between. Because that also stirs you up, and then you have, like something is in front of you, a snack, and what you are doing, like, so after some time you just shoving it in your mouth, and then it disturbs the energetic atmosphere also. you will see you will start becoming restless. So this is a very close relationship with the food and the peace of mind and the spiritual growth. Anybody wants to share anything on it? How do you eat food, Ankush? No. Abhay, what is your relationship with food?
So yes, I have a bad relationship with my food. I don't have a fixed cycle. I don't eat on time. I eat junk a lot. So yes, the energy that I should drive from food is not adequate.
And Raj, how about you?
Now, as you can see, I have a good relationship with the food, right? So, like as you mentioned, as I mentioned that it's always better to have a like cycle, take some rest, and do eat well, which is not harmful for your body. But sometimes we forgot, we just go on the taste wise, right? So we eat the pretty much more item which is not healthy or not good for the body. So sometimes just we pay attention to the food. So this is how it's pretty much.
People generally say about food, I eat whatever. I'm not fussy about food. Why
Yeah.
not? You have to be. You have to be particular about food because that is nourishing you and your body and
Right.
you as well.
Right. People say that we are open for the food, right? We cannot waste food.
And then I don't care. I eat whatever I get. I just
Right.
put it while I'm driving. I just eat. Like as if these are all some styles.
They do that, yeah, for sure.
Prachi, how is your relationship with food?
Absolutely good because I my own meals anytime and I eat them. And I have a kind of an at least 8 to 12 hours gap in between. I will not eat anything now, whatever it is. It's in the evening, like after my lunch and all. And I don't prefer eating out. I'm not an outside, and I have a very fixed uh, food pattern that I follow. And yeah, that's it. So I have an extremely good relationship with my food. Yeah, and
Megan,
I
how
enjoy
about you?
it.
Yeah, I probably have a bad relationship as if I even eat a breakfast, if it'll be that, and then it won't be until the end of the night where I usually eat, good food that I've prepared, preferably what I've actually grown myself. But then sometimes it's just easier to grab something that is absolutely horrible but tastes so good.
So when you want to cheat on food, then you say, "Oh, what are you living for? We are living here for food only. Enjoy." And then you enjoy for some time, and then there are breaks put on you, and then you say, "Okay, now I have to eat healthy." But when you just, my suggestion to that, eat whatever but then sit in solitude and eat with yourself, and get the emotional aspect of the food with you. That will nourish you so much that these cravings and these eccentricities in food will decrease, because we are not looking at the emotional aspect of the food either. Another thing which I want to stress upon is the sleep, because sleep also, we just for most of the time, for sleep for us means just fall on the bed and go on pause, and then the pause is up again, and then you're running. Sleep does not bring you in the fresh form the way it should do. So I have just named active sleep and passive sleep. Passive sleep is, just fall on the bed and sleep, and active sleep is you start getting ready for the sleep now. Sleep is a big action of the day. Start getting ready for the sleep. 1 hour before that, take shower or leave everything, put your phone away, and then just be with yourself. Maybe sometimes dress up for sleep. put on better clothes. When I was growing up, I remember we used to wear night suit before we sleep, change into night suit or night gown or night wear. So do these actions just you do for food, just you do for work. Do these actions for sleep, because get your body ready to go for sleep now. And then before sliding in the bed, just sit for some time as if you're closing different windows of the computer. Scan the day once, twice, and then you will see that the files are being filed and then computer is closing, and then you will not even know when you fell asleep. And you will wake up very fresh. So these are two important cycles of your life. One is food and other is sleep, which is quite ignored in these days. And you see its result in your daily activity.